going to call to order the Monday, December 1st meeting of the Leominster School Committee. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Josh, you can lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Josh. All right, so we will open it up for public comment. Is there anybody physically in the audience or remotely that would like to speak? Please come up to the microphone or unmute yourself online. All right. Going twice. Anyone would like to come make public comment? And a third and final time, we will close public comment. On to communications.
Are there any communications? There were no communications.
Thank you. No communications. That's all right. Not used to hearing my voice. A student report?
Hello. So for the notes, I have the LHS Powder Puff tournament was last week, and the seniors defeated the sophomore in a close game. And there's also senior breakfast and senior picture, which was also taken last week. Leominster High School had their annual pep rally last Tuesday with an amazing dance performance by the mock cheer team and LHS staff. Leominster Public Librarians came to Leominster November 21st to sign up students for library cards. Leominster High School collected 4,700 cans for the canned food drive, but we fell short of Fitchburg, who collected 5,200 cans. But altogether, we collected around 10,000 cans, which were collected for local food pantries. Leominster did win the 146th meeting of the LHS and Fitchburg High School football game, and Osiris Lopez set the state record for touchdowns in a season during a game. The LHS Marching Blue Devils marched in America's hometown parade in Plymouth and took third place. The cheer team took first place in the state competition and qualified for nationals in Florida early next year. The Give Club is also making cards for children at Shriners Hospital this week, and the inter-class plays are this Thursday at 7 o'clock.
And on the CTI side, CTI and LHS had parent-teacher conferences before break, which ended well. Appleseeds will be closed tomorrow, but will be open Wednesday through Friday. Make sure your kids are coming to school, and attendance is as important as ever. Carpentry, electrical, and HVAC are all completing the Habitat for Humanity house and their new resource center on Route 2. Plumbing is preparing the baseball and Doyle fields for the upcoming winter season, and that is all.
Thank you both. Do we have a superintendent report?
Sure, just a few things. We are currently in the middle of second quarter, so I ask all parents and caregivers to remind students to complete and submit any outstanding assignments or projects so that grades are accurate reflection of students' efforts. Throughout the month of December, students will be participating in the Hour of Code, which is a global initiative to introduce students to the world of coding and computer science. So during STEM and media classes, students will be working on coding and computer science specific projects. And we'll be displaying some projects on our social media, so watch for those. And then finally, if families could update their contacts with schools, if any contact information has changed since the beginning of the school year, please reach out to your schools and update that, because that is the way that we are able to communicate with you any important pieces of information.
Thank you. So we got a couple presentations tonight. My understanding is we're starting with Samoset first.
Excuse me. Good evening, Mark Trainer, Principal, Samoset. I believe you got a copy of my presentation. Yes. I'm not sure if I'm going to have access. Oh, there it is. Where should I point? Just to right here?
It's over there.
Over there. All right, thank you. All right, so the opening side is a picture of our beautiful campus up on the hill. Oh, there we go. There's just a couple of pictures of some of the activities that we've been doing. The top corner is our student council. We have our Wildcats Care, which is kind of our acronym, which is kind of our school motto, our unified team. And then that picture on the bottom right side is Francine Miggs from our Veterans Day lunch. She was actually honored from the DESE Commissioner's Weekly Report a couple weeks ago. That was the featured picture. So the whole state got to see that picture, recognizing Miss Miggs for her work with our Veterans Day lunch. She's been doing it for 28 years, and she's retiring this year. So what's new to Samoset this year? As you all know, the preschool has left and went to Francis Drake, so which opened up 6 additional classrooms for the Samoset. So that means special education classes are no longer in office space or really small classrooms. Our health teacher is no longer on a cart. He has a full-size classroom. Grade level teams are now close to each other as opposed to on opposite sides of the building. We have additional conference room, which we never had. We have office spaces for our content specialists and our special ed coordinator. So it's been a really successful start of the school year, especially with all this open classrooms and open space. Very happy staff. We have a new sound system in our gym and our caf, thanks to Chartwell's for the cafeteria and the food service. In fact, they're going to start next week on that. We have a new ISS academic tutor. That position helps keep students who might be having some issues constantly with discipline, to keep them in school. It reduces lost instructional time, it's more equitable practice, improves attendance rates, so on. Also, we have a new workshop class. I believe Skyview also talked about this when they presented. We're targeting interventions for our math and ELA students who do fall below grade level. They get that extra math and ELA class. For students who are at grade level, we offer enrichment opportunities in science and social studies. And in that science class, we offer Project Lead the Way, which is our grade 7 science curriculum for enrichment. We're offering more honors level classes this year in both math and ELA, and we started a junior National Honor Society chapter. Oop. Going a little too fast here. So our moral imperative mission statement, it is in paragraph form, but I thought it'd be a lot easier just to look at some bulleted points, some highlights from that paragraph. We want all students to succeed academically and in life. We have provided opportunities for both success and productive struggle, which is really important. Inclusive environment. And it would teach students the value of appreciate cultural differences. Again, you guys can all read, so that's what we really strive for at Samoset, to really involve inclusivity, engaging students, making them feel safe, making them feel welcome. Our vision statement is we're using data, a lot of data. Some of the data that we do use is iReady testing, MCAS scores, grade level classrooms, attendance, discipline, access classroom grades. So we're using all that data to put together the best school, using that data where we can find improvements. In our school improvement plan, as I'm working with my school council, we have 3 main goals. One of the first goal is to leverage data to inform instruction, interventions, and enrichments. Bulleted targeted interventions. We're using iReady. We're using MCAS data review. We're doing a lot more pre and post assessments. We're doing a lot more formative assessments, seeing where our students are at. In our professional learning communities with our teachers, we're doing data cycles. So teachers are coming to the professional learning communities, grade level, working with the content specialists, seeing where they can improve, taking that data, working together as a cohort and say, okay, where did our teaching go wrong this time? How come all of our students got this wrong or didn't understand this skill? Teachers get together, they think about where they can improve to improve their practice, and then they implement it back in the classroom. And that keeps on going throughout the whole year. So they're constantly looking at data, constantly looking up ways to improve. Our second goal is we want to improve student attendance and reduce chronic absenteeism. Last year in 24-25, we had a 94.3 overall attendance and a 16.4 chronic absentee rate, not where we want to be. Our goal is around the 97 percentile and below 10%. Currently, we are at 95.7 and 13% of chronic absenteeism. So we are meeting our goal right now. Still a lot more to do. I have plenty of workers and staff and deans and the attendance people working for us every day, making those phone calls, making those house visits, seeing where these kids are, seeing how we can help support the families. Again, we have some initiatives to help improve our attendance. We have I sent out weekly data reports to the parents in my newsletter. We have incentive-based programs, little things. Have perfect attendance this month, we'll give you a coupon for free popcorn when we have popcorn days. Little things to get the students there every day. We're trying to build connections with our teachers and our students. If the students want to come to school, if they have that good relationship with that student, they're gonna want to come to school. So we're constantly improving our teacher-student connections. And like in our third one, and our third school improvement plan goal is strengthen school social emotional learning, equity, and community engagement. Doing a lot of things, and this also focuses on Dr. Holly, which is one of our guest speakers who's been here a couple times, who talking to our staff, opening day, and then back in November. We're using some of his principles in this. One thing that the school started looking at is something called vocal results. Vocal is that 8th grade survey that 8th graders take at the end of MCAS to see how they're doing in the school culture. This is kind of new that they reported this stuff to each school. So the three main parts of the vocal are engagement, safety, environment. And the 8th graders at Samoset, actually the 8th graders in Leominster scored a 47. Compared to the state of 43. So we are ahead of the state in that. Our 8th graders feel safe, they feel comfortable, they feel engaged. Always room for improvement, but that's some good data right there that Leominster 8th graders are on par or even better from the state. Commitment to excellent instruction. Obviously, this is one of the main goals. We are focusing on Standard 2 of the DESE teacher evaluation rubric this year. We have high quality instructional materials, constantly looking to improve our practice in teaching, constantly going in, constantly doing walkthroughs. My assistant principal, myself, we walk through every classroom. We try to walk through every classroom every day. It's really hard to do, but at least one of us will do it. Teachers see us, students see us. We get to have those side conversations with teachers. Hey, have you thought about doing this? Or I have a great idea for that, just to get the kids more engaged. They see us in the classrooms, so it's not a big deal when we walk through. It's very routine. It's in its expectations that we want our teachers to constantly be doing these great teaching strategies. They're learning from us. We're learning from them. So we have commitment to excellent instruction at Samoset. Constantly looking at data. Constantly looking at our iReady scores. Here's some state Samoset versus the state regarding meeting and exceeding. So we're meeting or exceeding expectations. In our 6th grade ELA, we went from, the numbers might be a little low, but if you look at our growth rate, we are improving. We are, our 6th grade ELA improved from 35% from the previous year. So 42% of our students who got a certain score did better than students around the state with that same score. We know we have work to do. We know that there's always room for improvement, but it's showing that we are improving. We are going in the right direction. And with these interventions and with these workshop classes and with our PLCs and constantly looking at data, we're going to continue to improve. One of our main initiatives last year, when we did a full data dive one day for a staff meeting, it was clear as day that our writing skills were low. Our writing standards were not even close to what they should be. So we did a school-wide initiative, which we focused on writing. Every class, whether it's math, whether it's science, whether it's civics, whether it's art or music, everyone was going to concentrate on writing. We were going to use the claim, evidence, reasoning, or our RACES acronym, which is all about writing, citing evidence. Those posters were in every classroom, no matter what classroom it was. These posters were around the whole school. They were over the water fountains. They were in the cafeteria. They were in the gymnasium. What that got us was we improved from 42% to 45% across the school. So meaning 45% of our students earned points on those MCAS-related writing skills questions. We were at 42%. We are making gains. We're making strides. The 8th grade increased from 46% to 51%. So over half of our students in the 8th grade were getting points, earning points on those writing questions or those essays. All 3 grade levels lessened the gap. So if we were 7 points below the state average, we were now only 3 points below the state average. Still low, still room for improvement, but we were lessening that gap. And Leominster is more than a school. We are a community. We had our fall pep rally recently. The whole school got into the gym. We had contests. We recognized the sports teams. We recognized club members. We recognized Star of the Term students. Our unified sports program is recognized by the state. It's actually a national championship school. We are one of the top middle schools in the state. So our Best Buddies program, our unified sports. 6th graders went to Nature's Classroom in the fall. They had a great time. They had a great week. Like I said, we talked about our Veterans Day lunch that we do every year. This would just happen back in early November. Great turnout again. We just had our turkey trot on Tuesday, the day before we left for vacation, the Thanksgiving break. A lot of good things. Students are great at Samoset. So I want to thank you for your time, and I'll answer any questions.
All right, we'll start. Well, I'll start on this side. If you have a question, feel free to ask it. If you don't, we'll just go on to the next person. That way everybody gets a chance.
The only question I have is, you were telling us that going through this.
Can you, Ronnie,
Oops.
yeah, talk louder and to the mic, please.
You were talking about the improvement, and you were saying, I put a line underneath here. Why go one of the chronic absentee rate? Do you have a graph that shows us where it came from here to there?
I don't have a graph handy now, but we've been improving we do weekly attendance reports.
Okay.
And we do that through our Open Architect, which is a data program that we use. And each week, it shows us how we improve or not improve regarding chronic absenteeism. Now, as the days move on, obviously, a chronic, it's 10%. So at day 45, if you've been absent 4.5 times, you're chronically absent. So now we're at day 670 something. So any students who are 7 or more are now chronically absent. So before that, it was only be like 6 days because we're only on day 60. So the graph continually, moves based on how many days of school we have.
Ronnie, I have the MCAS data up in front of me here on the chronic absentee rate 2025 was 15.8. The year before that was 18.3. The year before that was 17.2, and the year before that was 25.1. So significant improvement across the board.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
Yeah. He just doesn't have it in front of him.
Yeah.
I have the
Yeah.
access to the internet over here.
Well, the thing of it is, it's all well and good that you have that, but it would be good if the people out there at TV land would have that information too.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's what we're going back to what Josh was saying 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Sometimes it helps to have that information on hand there
Right.
instead of trying to.
Yeah. It's hard to anticipate all that stuff, but I agree. Sandy, and Ronnie, if there's
No, I'm done.
okay,
I had some other questions, but I'll let it run.
they might be asked by other people,
Yeah.
so we'll circle back if you have anything. Go ahead, Sandy.
I don't have any questions, but I stop in maybe 2 or 3 times a month. I'm just very impressed with the atmosphere up there, and I taught there for 15 years. And it has a nice feel-good, and the international night, that day was fabulous because the kids had put up all their flags and they were on the ceiling, and the food was in, so I'm really impressed with how things have moved along. And Francie makes, she's a treasure. It's going to be nothing.
Yes.
Did a lot of work on that. So,
Thanks. Josh?
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate the data comparison you have in your report. My only question is, what's your next big project?
My next big project is we had the culture set, I think, at the school, like Sandy said. I think we really need to concentrate on our academics. So constantly working with my teachers to improve their practice is probably our next biggest, endeavor. The students, the culture, I think, is really good right now. So now we have that foundation. Now we can dig into the weeds and improve our scores and really blossom. It's all academic. It's all teacher practice. It's all good teaching strategy. It's engagement. It's rigor. So focus on the academics.
Melissa?
I guess, and I know we've talked about it, and so I don't want to kick it to death because I can see the progress you're making, but like when you see the score numbers at the elementary school level to the middle school level, like in my head, I'm trying to figure out what's happened. And
Right.
like even while we're sitting here, I'm like, well, these were the kids in first and second grade during COVID, and is it like their foundation that maybe wasn't really laid out for them well?
It's
What is going on? And I'm sure you're looking at that.
Yes, it's well known. We continue to have conversations of what's going on from 5th grade to 6th grade.
Right. Is it, so I guess, as part of that discussion, is there a discussion, like, do they have a really good multiplication time set?
Right.
Do they,
We're-
drill division really well? Is there things we need to go back on so that they can go forward?
Right. We're constantly looking at curriculum. We're constantly looking at the foundational and the teaching practices between elementary and middle school.
I'm sure you are, because
Yeah.
obviously you're making great progress, but I'm just.
It's like the million-dollar
looking at the
question.
Historical part of
Yeah.
it to see if, how that can impact everybody
Right.
moving forward.
Good, Robin.
So I think we are shifting our focus to be very data focused and looking at data and having data cycles. That's something that all of our administrators are participating in professional learning through our DLTs, and they're implementing that cycle within their PLCs. And so I think, like Mark explained, one of the focuses this year is to be really looking at data and coming up as a team with interventions that will support growth for all students.
Yeah.
And then looking to see if there's actual data to verify that growth, and if not, then what else are we doing? The other thing is that Mark and Michelle as a team came together last year when we were looking at this data and re-envisioned the WIN block. So the WIN block prior to that was more of a study hall, sort of whatever students wanted or needed, they would get some support on. And they've really structured it so that it is intervention.
Yeah.
And so I think that we will see more impactful data next year, or at the end of this year, that is supporting whether we're going in the right direction or not.
Go ahead, Jen.
No questions from me, but thank you very much for a good presentation.
Yeah, I just had one thing that I wanted to say is that, looking at the MCAS data, you guys made a big jump in ELA, which I think is a testament to the focus, right?
Right.
What gets focused, or what gets measured gets accomplished, I guess. I don't know what to say. But I love that. I would echo Melissa's comment too, is like, and we're going to be hearing from Fallbrook. A lot of those students go to Samoset, and it's not to say that we don't think we have great teachers at Samoset.
Right.
It's just, we obviously know puberty hits when kids go up there and things change. And so like understanding and what could be impacting their academic performance is something that we would, I think a lot of people would be curious on. But great job in the ELA area for sure. And I definitely think you guys are moving in the right direction. So
Thank you.
last comment, question before we dismiss. Mark?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Mr. Sullivan, you ready?
We having that discussion as well?
What?
Are we talking about the other
No,
piece?
no, no.
Okay, perfect.
right, good evening. For those that don't know me, my name is Jeff Sullivan, principal at Fallbrook. Lynn Fiandaca is here as well, assistant principal. Back there. So thank you. Do you want to come up?
Like, no, good.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Well, please, that wasn't meant to exclude you.
okay.
All right, and I'm pointing over there.
Over there, yeah.
Yeah, so as you can see, the superintendent joined us on opening day with our Falcon. So typically, I usually present in the spring, so I took an opportunity to highlight or showcase our opening this year, which was amazing. Obviously, that's our mascot. It's pretty good. But there was, well, I'm sure you'll find that I moved on. A lot of the kids really, really look forward to seeing our mascot out there at the start of the year. So most of you, and I appreciate your support along the way, realize that we are building a school, and I want to say Mark's biggest project might be dealing with us in the next few years, because it's a lot. But there's the newest rendering of the building, which we just got a few weeks ago, or last week, I should say. And if you look to the top right, that is Samoset. There's kind of a hill going up there that they didn't put it in the picture. But it's beautiful.
What is that in the back?
Which part?
The fenced-in area in the back.
Ooh, this is very sensitive. Is that a better view?
Sure.
I don't know.
They really wanted to
Okay.
accentuate that air source heat pump break.
And what's not in there will be solar panels on there as well.
Great,
Cool.
great.
So, all right. And then again, this is an aerial view. Now it's not. That's an aerial view. The blue part, I had a parent ask me if that was a swimming pool.
Yeah.
It's in fact, that's the kindergarten playground, and then the, I'll say purple and yellow are the 1 through 5 playground. And again, you can kind of see there's a little small retaining wall to the top right. Samoset is right above there, so
So the sledding hill is going to be gone.
it's pretty much gone.
All right.
Where is that in terms, where's
C'est la vie.
that footprint in comparison to the current building?
So the current building, let me go back.
The rock garden soccer fields, I think.
Yeah.
So where it says main entry, there's a parking lot there. That's sort of the current, the gym is where the playground is. And it's oriented, I think, north to south, where this is east to west.
Okay.
So it's not a good picture to show that, but
Accidents.
So the actual rock garden is now gonna be
Yeah.
gone.
Yep.
Are they, I don't, you're just starting the presentation, so
Yeah.
asking questions. But the soccer field or the old softball field, is that going to be gone too?
yes, but the softball field or the soccer, I'm sorry,
It's like the old softball field, but it's that other soccer field that's closer
Right when you
to
walk
the,
in, come in, drive.
yeah.
yeah, that'll remain, although I think it's going to be used for staging. But the soccer field that this is being built on,
Right.
you can't see it, but just south, or I should say, east of that playground will be, they're replacing the soccer field.
Cool.
Kind of where our current playground is now. Right? Well, you can't see that.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I
did not translate
apologize.
well to paper.
So we also, in our, I will, full disclosure, our school improvement plan is evolving and ongoing. We have a school council similar to Mark. And so that's just really a highlight of the things that we're working on. Very, very similar to Samoset. The academic goals, the social emotional goals, and then our community and family goals. I apologize for being so small. You do have paper copies.
I think you just tried to.
That
fit it
one's
all
much
in.
better too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yep.
so brighter.
Yep. All right, so very briefly, I did just kind of, I don't think last year I presented any data, so I wanted to make sure that we, as Ms. Desmond mentioned, we are very data focused. We did maintain our accountability data from the prior year, so we were in the 83rd percentile. We didn't improve, I'll say, but I would guess I don't say I was happy with that, but we did maintain that accountability number, so. And on the right, I wanted to highlight those things. If you look, the first one is high needs, our ML, our multilingual learners, our low income, and then our students with disabilities. Those numbers aren't very clear, at least from here, but
96 percentile.
91, 98.
That's incredible.
So what that means is compared to other schools, those students are faring better than, in the first case, 96%
I mean,
of
those
students.
that's like the Duxburys of the world in terms of schools, you know, Westons of the world.
It's a little different. I mean, so I think that is, well, the accountability system's kind of involved. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah,
But
sure.
certainly their growth, their academic scores, their attendance, and those things. Speaking of attendance, pardon, this was kind of a makeshift slide. I apologize, but I took it off the DESE website. So last year, I think I highlighted that we were in the top 5% in the state of overall attendance and top 3% in chronic absenteeism. If you look there, we are 16th in the state in chronic absenteeism. And if you look, not to get too technical, the first handful of schools are preschools that had 0%, which I don't believe. And there are some other schools that are, yeah, so that's our current, so it's at 2.4.
Can we just stop there for a second? How is that even possible?
Yeah, I asked that question too.
I
Honestly,
know it's
because,
not made up number. I know we're not like misrepresenting to DESE or anything.
Yeah.
But how are you achieving that? And it's not, you come up here every year and your numbers have gotten better and better, and this is even exceeds that.
yeah, I think everyone in our building knows our students. We have a relationship with everybody. We know who's here and who's not here. We know situations. We work with families. And we want, the goal is for them to want to be here, obviously, and so we do everything we can to kind of create that culture, and they show up.
They definitely want to be there.
So that's good. And then overall, that's again, not a very great slide, but in this case, we're 37th in the state in overall attendance, right at 96.2. Again, just because we were on the first page in both areas, I wanted to kind of highlight that. And then, so just a couple highlights of our year so far. Again, usually I present in the spring, so there's a little more to this, but so far this year, we did have Brandon Robbins, who's a former school committee member and now a city councilor, works with Ginny's, and former student, in fact, too. We had almost 6,000 pounds of food, which is, I believe, our best ever. I think we were at 52 last year, 5,200 pounds. And there's a picture on the top left to highlight that. We had an author visit this year already. Kimberly Hallahan, she's a teacher and gardener, I believe, and she came and she's an author, obviously. You read a story. And then this year we did something new. It was our inaugural Moody's inflatable costume race. So a former teacher, gym teacher, who passed away a few years ago, was known to, she was a huge part of the culture in the building. So we do have a scholarship, two scholarships that we awarded to students each year. And so in order to raise money, we had a little race. And of course, Mrs. Fiandaca won.
That's right.
There was never any doubt.
It's a shark right there. It was a shark.
Oh, you're the. Of course.
Of course,
Shark.
yes. Never in doubt. We did, so this trunk tree, it's a little bit different, so it's a good community. It's obviously a PTO, I shouldn't say obviously, it's a PTO-sponsored event, but we had an incredible turnout from our staff and our teachers. And as you can see, Becky Barnes on the right there, she won best trunk. They decorate their trunks and so forth. And so she's a teacher of ours. And we had a great turnout, both from staff and students. So I did want to highlight that. And one of our community members, the Richards, brought their backhoe, which is always a highlight for the students. I did highlight this last year. I don't know how much detail we got in. We do, I don't, but a few of our teachers do the Girls on the Run program. It's incredible. It's really about fostering advocacy and efficacy and all that stuff for those students, while also highlighting health and fitness and so forth. And they just ran, was that last 2 weekends ago, they ran down in Worcester at Polo Park. It's a great picture there. We are continuing our Fallbrook Postal Service. So I think I spoke about it last year. Fourth grade kind of spearheads this. It's amazing. It encourages students to write. We exchange letters. I have a blast doing it with students. You never know what you're going to get for letters. But it's amazing. It kind of encourages students to write, obviously. And then they're sending letters to former teachers or other students, siblings. It's been amazing. We just had our third grade music show. Miss Sanchez is incredible. I believe there was 6 songs that she did, all about character and the golden rule and all the different things like that. It's the engagement she gets out of our students is incredible. It's amazing. If you ever want to come see a show, it's worth it. Not a lot of room to see it, but it's worth it. For now. And then this year, we had 3 Leominster High School students, as you see there, that initiated a World Word Club. They're former ML students or EL students that wanted to give back to the community. They reached out, and they are coming 2 days a week to work with some of our students. So far, it's been insanely successful, and they took a ton of initiative on this. I know they came and they said they want to do it. We pushed back a little bit and said, well, what's the plan? What are you doing specifically? And at each point, they kind of rose to the occasion. So it's only been a few weeks, but it's been great. I think that might be it. Oh, and just a couple upcoming events. We highlighted a few of these last year. We always do an amazing math race in all the grades, or at least the upper grades. We have our March Madness book reading, Coin Wars. We did do the treats for troops, so any extra candy we bring in, one of our teachers collects, and then we distribute out to troops overseas. I'll let you read those things. But yeah, we have a bunch of things. We do have something new. A former student, Connor Casey, that I wanted to mention. Former student of Lynn's, I know him as well, is, to say he's smart would be an understatement. He's also hardworking and so forth. But he came in and kind of pitched this to us, and I believe it's only typically around the UMass Amherst area, but he's going to involve Fallbrook. I don't know if you want to speak to it.
Yeah, I can speak to it briefly. So he is studying lots of things in college, one being quantum physics. And so he came to us and asked if he could teach our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders about quantum physics. And so his plan is to present to each classroom about an hour lesson all about it. And he has a website if you're interested. It's Amherst Quantum Initiative. He does a bunch of schools out in Amherst, and so he wanted to come back and give back to Fallbrook, so he thought it would be a great place to be, so
Amazing.
We're very excited to have him come. He kind of mentioned that, we'll soon realize that time travel really is real, which kind of blows my mind, but so it'll be interesting to see students' perspectives.
Correct.
So, good stuff.
Amazing. It's always great to have former students back in the building.
Yeah.
I believe that's it. Thank you all. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, we'll start on this side.
I have no questions at this time, but thank you very much.
Okay. Melissa?
you.
I'm all set, thank you.
Eileen?
Yeah, thank you very much. Sounds like
Awesome.
great things are happening.
Josh?
I don't have any questions, thank you.
Sandy?
I just want to mention that I went to your open house.
Yes.
What really impressed me was the brochures that you had of 3 languages?
Yep.
Oh,
They explained, I thought that was fantastic. They had the pictures and they had the translations for the standards and the expectations, so
Awesome.
kudos.
Thank you.
Nice,
Thank you.
Ronnie? No, I don't have any question. I'm very impressed by your presentation.
Keep up the great
Thank
work.
you. All right, thank you guys. Thank you for all your support.
Oh, student reps, you guys have any questions?
Oh, sorry.
Valon,
No?
come on. He's
Thanks.
my son's
Or
best
wait,
friend
we got
right
Sal
there,
too
so.
remote. Sal, you got anything? Got 3 seconds. All right.
All right, thank you all.
Thank
Appreciate your support.
Mr. Vera? This is the Francis Drake Playground? Oh. So, go ahead.
So the last school committee meeting, we talked about getting the approval from the committee to investigate the cost of a potential new playground at Francis Drake. And so Principal Villa and Mr. Nato worked together to investigate some options, take some measurements, and they're here to present their findings.
Fantastic.
Good evening. I'm Joseph Vera, Principal Francis Drake. Seems like I saw you guys a few days ago. So we're back at it. So I'll let Butch speak to the specifics on the slides in terms of the options and cost and measurements. He's the guy for that. I think what I want to speak to is to probably what is in your mind. Why do you need a playground? Don't we have one already, right? So I was fortunate enough to be around when that playground got put together by the hands of many, many volunteers. I remember many of you were a part of that. and I believe back in spring, summer of 2007, when we turned elementary. That playground was what we could afford through, many, partially grant and other donations, a lot of volunteer work. And it's been almost 20 years since then. The playground that you see when you drive in is mostly like a 2 to 5 grade basically ratio. That's what it's designed for. And also the capability is just, we are able to send one class there out of 3 or 4 classes. So that's the basics for that. Playgrounds have evolved. In the back, we have a little bit of space that I think can be very well utilized. Something that comes to mind also is that typically we hold the summer camp, and we have plenty of children from all schools that come to our school, and they also benefit from it besides the regular students. That's in a nutshell what I could say about that without getting into the the social, emotional, social, physical, all of those other benefits that are obviously clear to the benefits to having that in each school.
Go back one there. I guess we'll start with that one.
I can help, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, huh? Let's start with
There
that
you
one.
go. There you go.
So we're lucky enough that we've been able to partnership with a company called Childscapes. And when their playgrounds, what's nice about them is they actually have packages. So if we can pick from a package, we can save a substantial amount of money. After talking with Andres, we figured this would be the location of the new playground. No, we can see the location on that one. Yeah, go to the next one. All right, so now the area that we're looking for, we need about a 50 by 60 foot area, which will fit perfectly in this area in front of the existing swing set. The one that we've looked at has a capacity to handle 113 students, which we agreed was adequate. Well, next slide. And this is the actual playground. Like I said, we can get kit prices, and this is actually a kit. And again, what they do, this company does every year, they'll put out a few every few months that are discounted. Okay, if we can buy them as a complete package. We did that with the one for pre-K at Lincoln, and this is one that they had that's part of the package. And going with this package, I think we saved about $70,000 by going with a package opposed to going with individual components and having to customize. And we can get it done a lot quicker. Also, what's nice about this playground is there is some ADA areas that we can use, and this company will give us the mats that would go down for the ADA at no cost. Unfortunately, it still isn't inexpensive. So if you go to the next slide here, this is the estimate.
It's in the main packet, I think, if
Right.
people want.
It's still really small.
Yeah.
And this
You just
is,
split up closer to your face.
again, this is the, can you see it there? Do you want me to say it out loud?
That would be helpful.
All right, if I say, the total was $258,552.
No wonder you made it so small.
Yeah, which I know it sounds like a lot, but it's
No, no.
actually less than the playgrounds that we have put in.
Right. I was gonna say.
Again, because those were customized. And I think we both feel that, one of the other additional costs that we put to this is for safety and security. When I was talking to Rick Bergeron, we really needed to get this whole area fenced in, including the original swing set area that's there. So one of your large costs, it'd be on this item 10. So it's 360 linear feet of fence, which will be going around the entire playground, encompassing the whole thing with 2 gates for safety and security. So that was a large cost of $23,250. Other than that, I mean, everything else is all-inclusive. We are going to be asking for some assistance with the DPW, okay, because they'll do some excavation for us, which they did at the Lincoln, and it does save us money, and they're actually wonderful to work with. Other than that, that's pretty much what we're looking at. Any questions?
Ronnie?
I was looking to see where, I guess I don't have it in my thing. One, here it is, I got it. One, what's the proposed, how long will it take to have it done?
They're actually ready to start, and they will work on it in the wintertime. What they need from us, again, with these packages, it's kind of like on a strict timeline, and they kind of need us to give them something in writing by December 15th so we can hold this package. As soon as they get that, Ronnie, it will actually start. So they will order everything, and I asked them if they do work in the wintertime, and they said if weather permits, they do. And in fact, after this meeting, I have to call, well, first thing tomorrow morning, I'll be calling Ethan, who's our account executive with this, and let him know what we're going to do so we can get the ball rolling. So it'll be very fast, and I think it would definitely be ready for the spring.
The other thing, I remember 2 weeks ago, Superintendent was talking about how we were going to try and, I think, maybe I didn't hear it right, about using money from school choice on it. My question and it's a dirty question, I admit it. If we already have some money there that can be used, couldn't we use that money and then use it to pay off the school choice money afterwards? Because that's why I was asking how long it's going to take. Because kids, as you know, they like to play. They have to have that time to play. And
I think it's money that we already have right now. It's not that we're waiting for it. So we can use it right now.
okay, all right, because I guess I misunderstood when they were saying that it was going to take a lag time to have it done.
Well, it sounds like a pretty aggressive timeline.
Yeah,
If they're willing to work through the winter too, you know?
Yeah, and I just, the sooner it's done, the better it'll be.
Yeah.
Included, you know? That's my.
And if I can add to that, Ronnie, what's nice about this, again, is it's a package price, so it's already easily ordered. They're not doing any more plans, any engineering for something that's customized, which definitely adds a lot of time to the timeline.
Yeah.
So for all intents and purposes, this would be the best and the quickest way to go.
Yeah.
The other question, then I'll stop.
Okay.
What's the expiration date? Like, how long of a time do they have?
You said the 15th?
No.
Oh.
Not the timeline, but how long will it last?
The equipment itself?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, they've been there 25, 30 years, and now these are even better than the old ones. So I would suggest it'll definitely be here longer than any of us, I'm sure.
Well, you know.
Well, maybe. Okay, 50 years. 50 years, we'll say.
Laugh at my question.
Yeah.
No,
they were laughing at me.
The field playground thing, they ran into some problems, you know?
no, Ronnie, they were laughing at the fact that he said we're only going
Right,
to,
right.
it's going to live longer than us.
I'm not upset with him. I'm upset with you guys. You're just kind of putting it off because
No.
it's a bona fide question.
No, that's not what we were laughing. He said that the playground was going to outlive us.
It's going to be.
Us has no. My question is, what's the length?
Okay.
How long will it last? And if
I would say this one will last at least.
How does it get fixed?
Okay, again, with this company, which is nice about them, is they're all inclusive. So they don't sub anything out. They pretty much guarantee against any failures for the life of the project, for the life of it. So if it's something that breaks, not caused by any vandalism or any rough play, it gets covered. And that's pretty much for as long as we have it. And again, when I talk about this company, even with the new Lincoln one, we had a situation where the school asked to have more of the mulch added to that. They came out at their own cost and they added a bunch more mulch. So the company really does back up their equipment. To sit there and give you a timeline on anything would be kind of difficult. But I think it'll last, at least as long as any of the ones that we've put in, if not longer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandy? Oh, we'll go around. All right, it's your turn now.
The fencing,
Yes.
will that be enclosed and locked during the weekends or like out of school time?
Well, that's kind of a difficult one for us because any of the playgrounds that we put in are usually, be used by the public. So we don't really lock the playgrounds. The only time that we will lock a playground is if there's a safety issue. I mean, we had to lock it up because we had bees, so we had to wait to go. But we don't usually lock them up. What we do is we have two gates. We have one that we can get machinery in there if we have to, which is a 6-foot gate. And then we have a secondary gate. So yes, we may lock one gate and say, use the other one. So that's, but we really don't lock them.
Eileen?
I don't have any questions. It's something that's well overdue, so I'm excited that you're doing that. And I do have this to give you, Andre, so that I walked off with it.
What is that?
That's where it went.
What is? See, I knew somebody was going to.
Yeah, I didn't know it was on my.
What is it?
The wireless mic.
That's me.
Melissa, I'm gonna have you go last.
All right. So,
No,
thank you.
I have no questions. Thank you.
So I just have one question before I have a comment. And I hadn't noticed it as a parent who's up there frequently, if there's any possibility of doing some paving or patching as I'm looking at some of the photos for potential trip hazard on the playground that kids are playing in, especially since this is coming in at a lower cost than some of the others. I think that would be advantageous. And after that, I want to make a motion to approve this, like, this minute.
second that emotion.
Well, then, from the parking lot, let's go.
We got a second. All second by Josh. Oh, Chris.
Split up where the money's coming from, because we need a vote out of school choice.
Do we have a number?
Mel, do you want to have a preference on that?
It would be, it's 150,000 out of the general fund, and the remaining 108 and some dollars change there would be out of the school choice. So I don't have the number directly in front of me.
I would like to make a motion to approve the project with 150K coming from the general fund and the remainder at approximately 108,000 coming from school choice.
Second.
All those in favor? All those not? All right.
And we will,
Get it.
we will check into the asphalt for you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does need some landscaping.
Good, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, we have a curriculum presentation. Who's doing that?
I am.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Thank you. So this is a follow-up. Committee member Bodrich had asked about us looking at the 10th grade math MCAS from last spring and just ensuring that our math grades are truly stronger than those 10th grade math scores, which we had some concerns about, obviously, but they are some concerns that the entire state has. The MCAS scores for 10th grade specifically last spring were different across the state than what has been the typical standard deviation. And so part of that we do believe is because it was lifted as a requirement for a student to achieve a competency determination or a diploma, whatever was the language previously. And so we wanted to just ensure that the data of our students achieving in math class was stronger. And so what we did was, well, what's included in the packet, first of all, is the math vision for Leominster High School. This was developed by a team years ago when they were looking at curriculum materials. And this is a part of the process that IM implement, which is a process that the state uses for selecting curriculum. This is one element of that process. You develop a vision statement first of where you want to go with math, and then you start looking for the materials that will meet that statement. So I just included it there because I'm not sure if you've all seen that before or not. The next slide is a comparison. And so it's hard to compare MCAS to your overall 10th grade grades because you have to determine a cut score, right? And so there's two cut scores here that we compared against. One is if students achieved a C or better in the class, and we determined that as being meeting expectations, meeting standards. You'll see the blue line represents the number of students in total of the 100% of our students that took 10th grade geometry. The blue indicates how many students received a C or better. If you compare that to meets or exceeds on the MCAS, which is the blue in the bottom line, it well exceeds that. The orange for C or better, that line, that was students that passed the course, but they received lower than a 70, a C, which we would say is partially meets because they still pass the course, but we wouldn't say that that would be at a standard level. And then the gray bar at the very end is students that did not pass the class. And so when you compare that to the MCAS, meets or exceeds in blue, partially meets in orange, and does not meet or whatever that category is for not meeting, I guess is what they say, is gray. I did take it a step further because sometimes people might say, well, a C or better is maybe low. And so we looked at students that received a B or better in geometry in 10th grade last year, which is that top line. And so that blue represents meets or exceeds at a B or better, and the orange would represent partially meets at a grade less than a B if we were going to use higher standards as far as meeting or exceeding the standard. And so that's just a comparison. It's our students that took 10th grade geometry. There is another slide following that is 10th grade Algebra 2. And so if a student completes Algebra 1 in middle school, that sets them up to take geometry as a freshman and then Algebra 2 in 10th grade. So we have a smaller cohort of students that take Algebra 2 in 10th grade. And so using that same standard, I graphed their grades in comparison to the MCAS. And again, we're seeing that the scores in the math classes are higher overall, and it's the same cohort of students, so it's last year's 10th graders, just like the MCAS. And so we just wanted to demonstrate that the grades we felt were more representative of the students meeting the standards than that MCAS score that we received.
Just real quick.
Go ahead.
So you're saying that the C or better is equivalent to the MCAS line?
So we're saying that C or better, you could either use C or better as saying they met the standard of the course, right? So if you got a C or better, we could say that that is meets or exceeds. So it's anyone who got a C or better. So those are A's, B's, and C's all in there. If that threshold, if you want to say that threshold is too low, we then, we also looked at all students that got a B or better. So that would be an A or a B, and that's that top line in blue. And so either way, both numbers are much higher number of students than what the MCAS was showing us.
I would agree.
And so, again, we're just looking at the data and we're trying to compare similar things, right? So that's last year's cohort of 10th graders and last year's MCAS, which was for our 10th grade. But that's not to say that we don't have room for improvement. It's not to say that we're not trying to improve things, right? And so when you look at the next slide, what we have done last year to try to improve, I think has made an impact. So we wanted to further develop our math programming across the board. And in order to improve our high school math programming, we have to firm up our middle school math programming. And so last year, what we determined was that our Algebra 1 students were limited to a small cohort of students at the middle school. We've changed that. So this year, we've added Algebra 1 in middle school for students in middle school who we want to take a risk and try to take it. It's not just closed to a certain group of students. So we had about 25 seats at each school, each middle school last year. We've opened those seats up significantly with the hopes that our students are on a trajectory to take higher level math at the high school. The other
Which was, I think, a standard curriculum back a number of years ago.
Years ago.
And then we changed it, which I think was unfortunate, like the state or whatever, but I'm glad we're bringing it back at
Right,
a lower level.
And so we're trying to increase those seats as time goes on. So we need to look at our data at how successful the students the larger number of students who took this course this year are. And then if we're seeing that it's taking off and there's success, we'll try to increase it more as we continue to move along. The other thing that we are seeing is that we are seeing far more students at our high school moving on to advanced math courses. We're doubling up on stats and calc classes at the high school. We're even adding a Calc BC, which again, just shows that students are having more success with math in general at the high school level, because they're all prerequisites of each other, so you can't take them unless you've successfully taken the other courses. We also added a summer AP prep course this year at the high school. We have not had that in the past. And so what we tried to do is encourage students to take a risk and take higher level math and higher level AP classes in general, history, ELA. And the way that we wanted them to sort of be ready is by allowing them to take an AP prep summer course, which really works on executive functioning skills and helping students with study skills and organizational skills so that they're successful. What we saw this year is 228 students enrolled in AP courses versus last year, 178, and in 2023, 173. We also offered less variety. So what that means is that it's not the same students just taking tons of AP courses. It's less variety because they were very low enrolled. More of the same course so that we could get more students to be able to access AP courses. So I think, again, the MCAS is one measure, but I think there's other things that we can look to be able to say whether or not we're making good decisions around data and we're improving opportunities for our students. The other thing is the accountability data at the bottom. In 2023, we had earned 0 out of 4 points for advanced coursework completion, which means successful completion in advanced coursework, such as AP courses, dual enrollment, early college. Last year, we earned 3 out of 4 points in the accountability data. The year prior to that, it was 2 out of 4 points. So we're seeing some change. We're seeing some positive growth there. So again, if we could look at it holistically, I think that the continued focus on data and making decisions around adding courses, adding seats, expanding upon opportunities for our students is how we're going to be able to see more success. And ultimately, what we want to see is by the time students graduate, they have the coursework that allows them, if they so choose, to take advanced courses or apply for advanced degree programs or whatever it is that they want to do, or go out in the workforce and be able to think differently about what they're doing. And so I thank you for bringing this up, Josh, and having us take that deep dive, because I think it's important to do that. And so I thank you for that. Any questions?
I just have a comment. Thank you very much for the way it was presented. This is exactly what I was looking for. And the reason why I was looking for it is because of the conversations that we've had in the past about the MCAS changes in, participation in yearly MCAS testing might affect schools, right? And so now we have the opportunity to tell our own story and present our own data. And I think districts across the state can do that same thing. And I think we're poised to be leaders in that, because now you can take this study, present it online, and show other districts that even though our MCAS scores are slipping, that's an MCAS problem. The way MCAS is presented right now, it could be further changes voted on down the road. But right now, we've taken the reins of this curriculum and made assessments and made better choices based upon that data. So that was what I was looking for. I think very well presented. I think it paints a great picture of what Leominster is doing and how we can be a leader in presenting that data to the state.
Do they offer trigonometry?
Oh, God. That was not my class.
It's combined with pre-calculus, so the students who end up with pre-calc or calc, they have the trigonometry in with that.
Okay.
They don't have it as a standalone class.
Have a standalone class.
No, no longer.
I did have one comment that I forgot to include. higher level math courses for CTEI students. I know their schedules can be conflicting a lot of times, but I think those higher level courses matched up with some of those CTEI pathways are a great match, and I think could benefit them down the road.
Jen, you got anything? Melissa? Eileen?
No, thank you.
Josh, you got a turn. Sandy? Ronnie?
No, the only question I have, I know you got 225 and 2025, 228, and then those numbers. And to piggyback on what, not here now, is he?
Who are you looking at?
No, there was some, when they were talking about, there was a kid who, who's,
Casey.
okay.
Oh, the quantum mechanics guy? Physics?
Well, it's because, goodly or badly, the quantum physics.
We don't teach that. We don't teach that.
Well, go ahead, laugh at me because
I'm
I'm
sorry.
asking that question, because it's going to be asked, you know. Josh is talking about how we need to bring more in, and I don't think we should be able to, it's too tough for us. We need to bring that up here.
I don't know if they're
Quantum
the class.
physics, I mean, I'm not looking for Einstein, but, you know, stats, calc, anyone who's ever gone to school, you sometimes have to take statistics and other things, and making it amenable to the students here, it's one less thing they have to play with when they're going on to the steps to school. And quantum physics,
I agree with you. There should, if there are other opportunities that we can get enough kids in a class, I wish we did teach more AP classes. You know, if we could.
because it's been my pig in a poke. 2 or 3 years ago, I was asking, with the AP classes, what happens when you have kids who take AP classes, and all of a sudden there's no more there? What happens?
Doesn't seem like there's a ceiling here now. I think we can keep pushing the envelope and keep adding something more challenging.
That's all I'm asking.
And we did have, we still have physics.
Because Eileen was asking about trigonometry, but there are other mathematical formats that we should not be hiding our heads about it.
No.
It may be difficult. I'll admit it. It is difficult, but we have to tease out the problems. That's all I'm asking.
No, that's fair. No, the overall point, I just try to make a joke, but I agree with you.
You can make jokes about it. It's painful because we have to remember when we laugh at something because we're afraid of it.
I am afraid of quantum physics. I'm terrified of it.
Well, I was afraid of algebra. I couldn't understand why we wanted to play with letters instead of numbers, but that's neither here nor there. You know. Anyway, I'll stop.
Just Robin, a question on the how do we? What's the difference between meeting expectations, partially meeting expectations? I assume not meeting expectations is not getting a C, but what's partially meeting expectations?
Getting a D.
Getting a D?
So you can pass the course with a grade lower than a 70. And so for me, I think that probably falls somewhere where the MCAS would grade a partially meet score. I would not, for me, I would not want to say that is meeting the standard as far as
Right. That's fair.
understanding everything that's in the course. But you can pass the course and still have some standards that maybe you haven't mastered yet.
So, just spitballing here, but this, it looks like 85% of our students are getting a C or better in
That's right.
10th grade geometry?
Last year, yes. And that's the same cohort who took that MCAS, and those scores were
Same
not-
thing for Algebra 2?
That's correct. That's
Wow.
correct.
So only like 3 or less, probably less than 5% is failing either of these classes. I mean, that's good to see. just a huge difference between that and MCAS scores, but, you know, be nice to see year over year, but this is good. I agree with Josh. This is definitely gives us confidence, or at least gives myself confidence. Okay. Anything else on that?
Good.
Nope. Okay. Approval of the minutes,
To make a motion to approve the minutes from November 17th.
second by Sandy. All those in favor? Policy Subcommittee didn't meet. Finance Subcommittee did not meet. So I believe this is our second reading of the policies.
I'd like to make a motion to approve second reading on KA, School Community and Business Partnerships, KCBC, School Councils, KCED, School Improvement Plans, KCD, Acceptance of Gifts, Grants, and Bequests, KD, Public Information and Communications, KDB, Public Right to Know, KEC, Public Complaints about Instructional Practice and or Materials, KF, Community Use of Facilities, KFD, Procedures for Securing the Use of School Facilities, KHB, Advertising in Schools, KHC, Circulation of Written Materials, KHD, Solicitation of Students, KI, Visitors to Schools, KLH, Relations with Fire Department, KLI, Relations with Planning Authorities, KLK, Relations with Community Organizations and Governmental Agencies.
Okay, we had a motion. Do we have a second?
I like, go.
Go ahead, no.
No, I had a comment, so second first, and then
Sorry.
we can have a
I'll second
discussion.
Usually, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Second. Okay. Comments? Questions?
So we had received an email about, from a parent, community member, and it was related to outside area where a lot of the school facility seems to be like a one-time use or an intermittent use, where the parent was in discussion about like more of a longer-term lease, which I don't think any of these policies discuss. So I don't know if we want to think about having a policy for that, or at least having an idea of what the lease looks like, if to compare to a policy for rental.
I think that's a good question.
It's a little bit different than like, oh, you know, a dance school using for a weekend or a one time. This is like a long-term lease situation, that if it's going to be on school property, it can be separate from this policy, but I think there does need to be a policy for it.
I think it should be a separate policy because you're looking at leasing as opposed to just renting it for.
Like, yeah, a dance recital or, yeah. Okay.
So why don't we bring that up at our next policy meeting when we meet next meeting?
Yep. Okay. All right. Otherwise, I'm fine.
Okay. All those in favor? All those against? Yeah, no. Everybody. Okay. Acceptance of a donation, plumbing material. More. This is, dear committee members, I am writing to request your acceptance of a donation of plumbing materials from Supply New England of Warwick, Rhode Island. Please see the attached list of items to be donated, which have total value of $18,364.46. These items will be used exclusively for instructional purposes with our students. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Renee Kostka, Director, Principal.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
All right. Any questions, comments?
Very generous.
Yes.
Thank you.
Comment would be, make sure, thank you.
What's the connection to us? Do we know? Warwick, Rhode Island, huh? Okay. Well, cool. Appreciate it very much. We won't turn it down, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. All those in favor? All those, no, everybody voted, so. All right. Approval of field trip, Americheer competition.
Let's go.
I'll second it.
Questions, comments?
I just think,
Yeah.
well, wait, our cheerleaders,
She'll call
the state title. And so
We-
this
yeah,
is.
yeah. That's
you know,
incredible.
The next step in their journey.
Yeah, I'm very happy they're going because there's been years where they haven't gone. I am a little concerned. They're hoping to fundraise as much of $1,000 per cheerleader for them to go on a very tight timeline. So all of us need to be helping.
It's, it's good for camaraderie and it's good
Absolutely.
for community, but, yeah. Hopefully they can do what they can, but obviously we'll support them.
Yep.
Do you have, do you know how they're fundraising? Is it like social media?
I just saw it.
Yeah, if anybody knows, we're happy to share and post or.
Put this together very quickly, very quickly.
Yeah. All right, so we still need to vote, right? All those in favor? All right. Go get them. Neural business.
I have a question. Robin, did we receive a grant for air quality in the beginning of this year? I thought I had read. And I was particularly interested in that because years ago, before COVID, the union had brought in two gentlemen from the University of Lowell to do, I still have that report, air quality testing. So I believe I said to you, I was excited about that. I didn't know what the protocol was, I did not know what the parameters are, but I thought that was 2 months ago, so just wondering what the status is.
I'll have Butch come to our next meeting and present that grant. There is a grant around green energy and assessment, and so I'll have him come back with the specifics, because he does have that information.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Just, is somebody getting back to that person that emailed us about the fields? I had spoken with them and they said they hadn't heard from anybody. Were you on those emails?
I did receive that.
Okay.
But
Okay, I just wanted,
because it's a joint, we sign a joint lease with the city and myself for all.
yeah, I just wanted to, because I spoke with them and he said he hadn't heard from anybody, so I just wanted to make sure somebody was getting back to him.
Right. And a lot of it was about the lawsuit, which we're not party to or have any
Right.
impact or decision-making.
Right.
So we are both party in that. part
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure somebody was
I just want to make sure that
responding.
we're not taking sides or anything, we're doing what we need to do as a city and a school. Protecting ourselves, right.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody make a motion to end the meeting? Josh made the motion. Sandy, second. All those in favor? All right. Have a good night.